Detrimental.
Hey, and welcome back. We're
Don't
live
leave.
in three, two, one.
You just got here, dude. Don't leave.
No, dude.
Come in.
Is that your coffee inside that Sonic cup?
Oh, coffee's right here, dog.
I was about to be like, dude, that is disgusting if you're having coffee straight out of the Sonic styrofoam. That can't be ideal. Oh, and the middle finger on the bottom of the coffee cup. What does it say? Say, have a nice day.
Says have a nice day.
Who got you that? Did you buy that yourself?
I believe my mom gave it to me, actually.
I was about to say, that's got to be a gift. That screams gift. I can't imagine anybody seeing that and being like, yes, that's me. I gotta get this.
Let me flip off everybody that's in front of me when I'm drinking a coffee, right?
Gotta have this for work. Right next to my "Don't talk to me before I've had my coffee" sign.
Oh, dude. Is there any worse sign than that? I feel like that's just so extra.
Yeah, that's a pretty, or anything along those lines. Like, I'm not me unless I've had my coffee. Or there's some really good ones. Let's see. We could probably look that up real quick. Get us some examples. I'm just gonna look up. We honestly, dude, I'm a victim of this. We have a little sign in our house, or not a sign. It's like a wooden box that you kind of stand up that says text on it.
Yeah.
And it says "But first coffee."
I mean, that was not as bad.
It's not as bad, but it is an iteration of the "Don't talk to me unless I've had my coffee."
Yeah, I got a.
I'm slowly becoming that person at work, though. Legitimately,
We got an espresso machine.
oh
So,
no way!
yeah,
That's pretty tight.
I pulled the trigger on it. Thought about it for a long time, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna pull the trigger on it because baby's coming here soon. So
Did you get the
let's get after it.
Breville?
No, I got the however you say it, the D one, DeLonghi or some shit.
Oh, I don't know. I'm about to have to look this thing up. Oh, okay. Same vibe though.
Same
With
vibe.
the
Yeah,
DeLonghi.
yeah.
DeLonghi.
DeLonghi.
These
But
are actually cheaper than the Brevilles. I might have to go this route if I ever get one of these.
so far,
The Brevs are running high. They're like $1,000, I think.
yeah, so far no complaints out of this. So this is like my third or fourth cup of it. It's pretty good. So,
And so this essentially just makes a shot of espresso, and then you add like steamed milk to it.
yep.
Oh yeah, you got a little frother on the side. I'm assuming I'm looking at the one that you got, the La Specialista Arte
that's
espresso
it.
machine.
Yeah, little steam one with the grinder and all that shit.
Nice, dude. Where are you getting your beans from? What kind of coffee beans you rocking?
Fucking Starbucks espresso roast.
Oh,
Like,
dude.
yeah, it's a dark roast. Like,
Freaking
a basic, bro.
Starbucks.
A
You got to
basic.
go find you a nice local coffee shop and say, "Give me some of your beans."
I want to explore the coffee beans at some point, but I kind of want to like use the Starbucks, like the cheaper coffee beans to kind of figure out, okay, how do I've done something different every single time, and I think this one's more true to like an actual espresso or like a cappuccino than my last one, or last
Nice.
2 or 3. However
Have I
many I've
told you
had.
about the Have I told you about the time that I got a double shot of espresso, thinking that it was like a full cup of coffee?
Yes, I do remember that story. Yeah, you were
So then I'm
sadly
just sitting
you were
there.
disappointed, weren't you?
No, dude. Actually, it's even worse. I got espresso with milk and sugar. I think they probably thought I was psychotic. I think I thought like here was my. I know how to order coffee now, but before I definitely just didn't know how to order coffee at
Uh-huh.
nicer coffee places. I was just used to your standard Starbucks. Give me that white chocolate mocha. I'll take that, please. Um. So yeah, I rolled in, said, "Give me 2 shots of espresso with." I either said just give me an espresso with milk, or I
Uh-huh.
said give me a double shot of espresso. Either way, I was not ready for how bitter the espresso was. Luckily, I was kind of drinking coffee black at the time, so
Yeah,
it
kind of
wasn't too
helps it out a
bad,
little
but
bit. Yeah.
it was definitely tough to get fully down. I was definitely regretting it because Carly got some super good iced coffee, and then I was
Uh-huh.
just jealous. I was like, "Man, yours is good. Mine
Mine
sucks."
sucks.
I'm sure it was great coffee. I was just like, God, I should have like at least got an like now I get I'm bad on the ums today. I got I get cafe americano now.
Mm. So an Americano is so you can make Americanos with the machine that I have too. It's just drip coffee, but you use like the same kind of, from what I understand, the same process of an espresso. It's just like it's kind of drip, and then you get water.
Yeah, no, I guess I've heard it both ways. I've heard it's just a shot of espresso with hot water.
Yeah, I think that's like the traditional Americano. I could be completely wrong though. So
That sounds right. Just coffee and or hot water and espresso. Most of the time they come out piping hot. I mean, we're
yeah,
talking 190 degrees on this water temp.
yeah,
I've burnt myself too many times on the cafe americano.
dude, I've been surprised, bro. That machine, like, it takes like zero time to like warm up. Like you like turn it on and it's like ready to go, and
Well,
like you like get the cup and you're like, fuck, dude, that's hot. Like how did like took zero time to warm up? How did it do that?
you got to get the really cool mugs that come with little tiny plates, or you need to get a clear coffee mug. I think those are so cool for some reason.
I do too. You don't like this? You don't like this mug?
Your mug's all right.
Being on it.
It's definitely throwing negativity at me. I'm not liking that.
Here, what if I do this right here?
Every time you take a sip, I'm just like, hey, dude, fuck you too, man. Start getting one on the bottom of my clear glass here.
um,
I'm looking at what was I just okay. Americano is it'll be served either half and half or 1/3 to 2/3 ratio, with the 1/3 being the espresso.
okay, okay, okay.
Pretty nice,
Yeah.
pretty easy coffee to make. You know what I mean? Because I bet can you heat just water up out of that thing? I'm sure you can, right?
Yes. Yep. You can. Yeah.
Nice. So you're just freaking barista man now.
Dude, there's like a little. I've not figured it out like 100% yet. So you have to like dial in the like like the espresso based on like your different roast and stuff like that. Does that make
So,
sense?
so this is a science. You got to
There's a
you got to
little
make
bit
sure
of a science.
you're not fucking around. You don't want to be making bad coffee for people.
Yeah, exactly. So I did something a little bit different. Did a little dial deal today. I'm not sure that was the move for tonight. I'm not sure if that was the move. I think I need to go back to what I was doing this morning because the one I made this morning was pretty good. I just had too much milk in it. So,
Have you thought about turning the truck into a coffee/breakfast joint?
um, so we used to offer coffee, like drip coffee.
Just like out the pot.
It's out the pot, and
Get you a good bun.
we had like 3 people order coffee.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's all right. You know, you always
yeah.
keep a pot hot. That's a real hot coffee pot.
I don't
You
even.
remember that?
No,
Eminem did this big, I think it was a diss track at Donald Trump. And one of the rhymes was that's a real hot coffee pot. And it was pretty cringe if I do say so myself. It'll make your skin crawl a little bit.
Yeah, why did Eminem do a diss track of Donald Trump?
You know, I'm not even sure. It might have been I honestly think he just recorded it and then put it on Twitter or something. I really I feel like there's more history to it.
I feel like I remember that actually.
Let's look it up real quick. Oh yeah, here we go. Eminem coffee pot. That's an awfully hot coffee pot. It was posted by BET. Oh, it was the Hip Hop Awards. He did this at the Hip Hop Awards. And it was him in like this parking garage type environment
Yes.
with just a bunch of dudes standing behind him.
Yeah.
And it was one of those moments where you kind of went, is that even Eminem, actually? Because, you know, M's kind of gone through a big change. He's a clone candidate, I think, or a replacement candidate. Have you heard of those?
Oh, what the hell's that?
You've never heard like they replaced Avril Lavigne and then Eminem's one of them as well.
I've heard of that, but I didn't realize that they put a name to it like that. Clone candidate or replacement.
That was something that I just made up. I don't know if cloning's the right thing. Cloning is a whole other beast in its own thing, which I don't.
How do you feel about cloning?
Cloning? I don't know. I think it would be kind of sick if it was true.
I
think it'd be kind of sick. I mean, could you imagine? I mean, I guess here's the real question: is it? I mean, where do we go from there? If it's
you want to be cloned?
I think it would be sick if. So say I clone myself.
Yeah.
I have control. Like we're connected somehow via the mind to where I can just like control him, but it's not like I'm witnessing what's going on. But I've got like a, it's kind of like you can like check in whenever you need to. You're like, let's see what this guy's up to, and you can
Kind of
kind
like
of
a
just like
human, kind of like a
tap
human
in,
drone.
and you're like, all right, he's at work, getting my shit done, perfect. All right, cool, cool. That's
So kind of
nice.
like a human drone, something that you can control, but you don't have to be there.
That would be a sick future I could get down with. You just
Yeah,
have a few
think so?
clones, have them do everything kind of that needs to be done. So then, actually, that would be sick. Clones would be sick because then, if you can get the clones made to where they just have one goal in mind and it's your job, think about the greatness that's going to come from that. People are going to be better at their jobs. They're going to love doing
Are
it. It's
they
going to
though?
be a
Because it's still you.
huge positive work. No, I'm saying, but you kind of have a little bit of program eligibility to where you can be like, hey, your main focus is work. You know what I mean? And then at night, I mean, if you could just like, I mean, I'm basically just describing a robot, I guess. But I mean, if you could even, they go to sleep at night and then they should wake up and do it all over again. We can give them a little bit of joy,
Do you
maybe
think
let them go to the gyms, let them go to dinner, grab a drink with some friends every now and then, but not real people. This has to be only clone on clone
only
contact.
clone on clone?
we can't be doing, we can't be doing no non-clone
So
versus
do you
clone
think?
activity.
So I think what you just described is the start of the end of mankind and the whole Terminator shit. I think that's what you just described pretty much.
I don't
But
think so. I think if we can live in harmony
well,
where
of course, I'm sure the people that started the whole Terminator thing, they're like, well, we can live in harmony.
we
It's
can, it's
fine. It's not a
possible.
big deal.
It's not a
And
big
then,
deal.
look at them in the Terminator, right? They gotta have Arnold Schwarzenegger saving the day and shit.
That's true. But I guess what if we could still reap the benefits from them of the rewardingness that you feel from getting a good job done? You know what I mean?
I
I
don't
don't
think you
know.
could get that.
I'm liking this future if the clones really do work that way, but how sick would it be though? Almost Gemini Man style, where you have to battle your clones. It's just you versus a bunch of yous, and they're all trying to get you. And next thing you know, you're just walking in the store and you're like, oh my God, is that me? And you have to freaking go kill them or beat their ass or something. That'd be kind of
Do you
fun.
think do you think employers would pay less if they knew that you had a drone or a clone going and doing your job?
Well, the world that I'm living in, everybody's cloned. So there's like a whole
Everybody's got
entire
one.
so basically we're just living in this clone ran world. It's a little less
Okay.
it's a little more unsettling than if it was bots, Cuz if you could kind of keep them with that human mentality where they're basically like all the great aspects of a person and then just dedicate them to work and then I mean, we're just basically living, they're working. I don't know if I like what I'm describing. It sounds like I'm describing
Yeah.
some really evil concept,
So
but I think it sounds a whole lot more chill, you know what I mean?
so what are you gonna do while the robots or the clone is working? What are you gonna be doing?
Just live your life, man. I mean, because we don't have to worry about anything now. They're getting everything
You
done.
still gotta worry about your job. Like,
No, 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 no. They're doing
what if
that.
he's not doing a good job?
No, he's gonna do a good job. I promise. I mean,
I
maybe you do like
think
weekly check-ins. You're like, hey, are you getting it done? And he's like, yeah, I got it done.
I think what we would find. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess it depends on how you clone them. Are you cloning everything? Like they share the same previous experiences, and they would have to in order to do the job, right? And
Or
do
if
it
they could just
well.
make them default model, let
What
them do
comes
their
with the
own
default
thing.
model?
I
It's
don't
just
know. Don't
blank,
know.
nothing.
I mean, I guess that maybe okay. So here's the thing: since they are exactly you, your clones are still valued based on how good you are. So that still inclines you to get better at things. So your clones can advance also.
But does the
So like if
clone have to
you're
get better? Or do you have to get better as
no,
well?
so I guess like your clone's only as good as you are. How about that?
Does it okay? And it stays that way. It can't learn more.
No. Unless you
Okay,
approve
so
it. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? Do you think they should be
where's
able to
Elon?
do you think they
We
should be able
need
to
Elon.
I know. I'm sure this has been discussed. Do you think okay, give me a second here. I gotta craft a thought, which is
All right.
a lot of trouble. Do you think it would be sicker if they could advance on their own? Because then I think that leaves you room for them to take over. Because then it's like you start sleeping and being like, I'm fine, dude. They're not gonna get that crazy. Next thing you know, you're seeing a better version of yourself, and you're like, that sucks. I wish I could be that cool. And then you have a bunch of cooler
Well,
versions of yourself out there, and then they're like, you know what? this guy's the real loser. He should be working. And then they basically reverse us. Uno reverse.
Well, that's the thing, though. Is like, so if you wanted to be a clone and they're a human, right?
Right.
Then it's in human nature to like innovate and get better. So they're gonna learn, and if you're not working and you're over here, as you said, living your life, then they're gonna get better at their job or better at your job, and they're gonna be able to outperform you.
What if it's absorption? You keep acting like I'm still working. I'm not working
No,
in
no, no. I
this
know, I know, I
scenario.
know, no, I know, I know, I know, I know. You're off living your life, but your
Yes.
clone,
Is
if
vibing.
if it mirrors a person, right? They're working, but it's human nature for us to like innovate and make things better and get better at things, right?
That's true. But no, but what I'm saying is you can either have, you kind of get two options here, where it's either, like I said, they're getting better only as you get better. So they're basically direct copies that kind of get software updates as you advance or decline.
But
So that
then you
kind of
would have
keeps
to
you
work, right?
motivated. You don't have to work.
How do you excel at your job if you're not
I
working?
don't know. Maybe you go there up there once a week. I don't know, man. I'm trying to get out of work, okay? I don't want to work. I'm tired of this shit. I've been doing it for way too damn long. I've been doing it for 5 years and I'm already sick of it. Actually, I've been working since I was, I guess, 18. Actually, earlier than that, I was cutting grass, dude. Mowing lawns. And I was just working, putting in work at whatever was going on. Putting
So
work at
let's go.
going to Taco
So
Bell.
sorry to cut you
No, dude,
off
I
there,
was
but so
doing
let's
nothing. This is a better conversation.
so let's do binary here. 0 or 1. Clones, yes or no. How you feeling right now?
After what I just described, I'm liking it because I'm seeing a world where I can kind of hang and have to loosely check in on a few people who are exactly like me, and then I
Oh, you
still get
have
to
more
like
than
reap
one?
the benefits. I'm not just having one. I think I'm not just one clone.
I gotta have
No.
one to mow the yard. I gotta have one to go to work.
Here's a real question, kind of like a moral dilemma here. Do you think you
Okay.
start getting violent with your clones without you even thinking about it? I think next thing you know, you're like, well, it's just me. Just give him a good smack if he starts talking back. The hell did you just say to me?
I guess I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
How
But then,
replaceable are they?
that's another thing.
That's another thing.
What are we
If they
talking about
start,
cost wise?
yeah, if they start advancing to a point where you're like, hey, this clone is a threat to me now. You can just kill him off.
The
But
first
then you got
clone
the
is going to be
whole.
fucked.
But then you got the. But then you got the whole like, will the law support the killing of your clones? Because
I
then, if you
just,
think about it, if it's legal, you're kind of like, dude, what we're kind of describing is like honestly like slavery, which is
that's
kind
what
of
I was,
fucked
that's
up.
why I kind of was getting nervous about my discussion because I was like, I think I'm just describing enslaving an entire group of people.
Yeah, you got
Um,
there a lot quicker than I did.
and then I was thinking too, because me and you were a couple of good guys. So if there's a couple
Sure.
more of us running around, net positive. But then you got to think about the scum. They're
Scum
gonna
of the
get cloned.
earth.
So then that's more like, and what does this do to armies? Because then what's gonna happen? Start cloning your soldiers, your best soldiers. Next thing you know, you have
Ah,
almost Captain America. It's like, all right,
yeah,
we just have
that's
a whole
true.
army of Captain Americas, basically.
Now you
Chris
just
Evans is
got
out there on the front lines,
now
whole
you just got
team.
Chris Evans versus whoever Russia's got, and they're
Dude, that
just
would be
beefing
funny.
it out.
You make the
You
entire army Chris Evans, so when they show up, everyone's just like, "Oh, let's go!" Like Marvel's so worldwide, they're just like, "Oh, Captain Americana." Oh gosh.
That was
Not-
good. That was funny. Captain Americana. Oh
Oh
shit.
goodness. Okay.
Okay. Off
Final
for the
answer on
clones.
clones. We're done. No
Okay.
more clones. We got to get them out of here. They can't happen. No, that really is that
Oh,
that last reason made me not want them. All the Captain Americas. No, it's more or less the fact that there's could be potentially clones of murderers
it's true.
and
Thieves,
rapist.
rapists. Yeah.
We can't be
Child
having that.
molesters. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you see. And see, I feel like people get to the same conclusion every because don't you think by now, starting out at 0 BC to now, you think we would have figured out cloning, right?
I don't think so.
Or do you think we could have found out just how to build a human? You know what I
I
mean?
think That I think we're in the process of doing.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
don't we
we're
already
getting
have a few
there.
test tube babies out there roaming the
I think
earth?
so. Maybe.
They straight up incubated them. Because I mean, really, TBH, don't you think it wouldn't be that hard? You just figure out the body temp of
You
a
just need
person, and you're
yeah,
like, all right, let's heat these
you just
guys
need an
up.
embryo and you just need an egg and a sperm and make an embryo, right? And just
Totally.
incubate it.
But you got to feed it nutrients too, so you got to find a way to get it nutrients.
I'm sure that there's something out there that is nutrients dense where they can like thrive.
You think just inject it in there?
Yeah.
Because I mean, the kids connected via umbilical cord. Is
Correct.
that how you say it? Is it umbilical cord or is it umbilical cord?
I think it's umbilical.
Are you cutting that, John?
I guess. I don't know.
Doc
Is
hands
that
you
on
the
my job
scissors.
description?
No, yeah, you're supposed to cut it. They hand
Oh,
you the.
okay.
They ask you. They will ask you. They should. If they don't, it's
Okay.
disrespectful.
Okay.
You should be like, put some respect on me. You don't think I can cut?
Hey, and they don't show me no respect in here.
They don't show me no respect in these streets. But no, yeah, you gotta chop the umbilical cord. If you don't look, you've at least got to chop umbilical. I think.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll do that. They give me
I,
scissors or do I have to do it myself?
oh yeah, they're giving you the scissors. Bring your own. Bring your own scissors.
Bring my own scissors. What about
Bring
a
those.
rusty knife? Is that
Bring
cool?
those safety ones. You're like, ah, sorry, pick the wrong ones. Just so hard to
Come
cut.
in with fucking garden shears, like, all right, I got this, right? How hard can it be?
There's
Sir,
nothing.
sir.
That's a little too extreme, sir. Coming there with a chainsaw, just
No, not
awful
even chainsaw. One
chainsaw.
of those little fucking shit. What's it called? They're like mini chainsaws, but they're like for like hedges and shit, like bushes and
Oh,
hedges.
I know what you're talking
Tree
about. With the
limbs or
long,
whatever.
the tree
Pole
trimmers, the
saw.
long.
Yeah, little
Yeah,
pole saw or whatever come in there.
just go to town, dude. No, I mean this time next week, you could be father of the year.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I don't know about of the year, but so
I
we
think you're in the
actually went
running.
today, and we have to go back on Tuesday. There's a chance that they will induce her next Wednesday. Um, if not,
So record Tuesday next week.
yeah. If not, then they will wait until the third, and they will induce her on the fourth. So we have to go in there on the third, and then she gets induced on the fourth. So if it's not next Wednesday ish, then it'll be the Monday after that. So
Exciting stuff. I almost just got all tangled up in my cords. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm doing pretty good. We're almost halfway through. No technical difficulties yet. I am going to readjust. And I did make it through that. Good enough. But, I mean, yeah, we just did a quick clone conversation, which was actually kind of fun. That was actually maybe the first time we've ever just talked about something that's something, honestly. But how
we
you
usually
doing?
just sit here and look at each other.
Yeah, we usually just
and
go, so, what you been up to, man? Just freaking working and chilling? Sup, dude? Yeah, it's just 30 minutes, an hour meet, and you just going, yeah, sup, dude? Yeah. What's up? What's up? Oh, actually, it's no talking. It's just head nods. Maybe a few downs, like some agreeings,
maybe a couple of these right here.
some okays, some not bads. Not bad.
The Robert De Niro, not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. I don't even know if that's close, but that is fun to do. Seeing your face just like getting stuck like that, just sad mode all the time.
Like, what's wrong with that guy? You know, you're just got hired on to a new place or whatever, or you just go to a new client and they're like, "What's wrong with that guy?" Like, "Oh, dude, his face is just fucking."
His face fucked up, dude. Saw one Robert De Niro movie. Kept doing the impression, just got locked in.
You're just laughing like that.
Just looks like you're crying.
Is he crying? Is he laughing?
That's laughing.
What's going on?
That's pure laughter. That's pure enjoyment.
So what do you want to talk about today, buddy?
know,
We
dude.
just talked about clones. What do you got now?
Clones. I mean, we just became the Clone Cast.
Hell yeah.
I guess we kind of just described Star Wars a little bit as well. Potentially.
Sort of. Yeah.
What a fun, that was a fun aspect of Star Wars. I won't get too much into Star Wars.
Star Wars was awesome. I
Star
still
Wars
watch
was
Star Wars.
sick. I mean, I
Fucking
know
sick.
which I think we've talked about this before. We're in agreement that prequels are the ones.
They're cool.
They're
They're
right.
cool. Yeah.
Because prequels, OGs, new ones.
Are we ranking here, or are we?
I guess you can't really do the like if we're going trilogy rank, I've got to do. I know people don't like the prequels, but I think it's because we grew up with them.
Well, I think the prequels really give you a good backstory to what's going on and how we get to where we get with like A New Hope and all that.
More memes in the prequels as well.
Yeah.
I'll never get over. I hate you. It's almost as good as. I mean, I think we've done this before as well, but Two-Face Rachel from Batman Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Rachel. Great movie. Those are fun. I do like those Batman movies. I don't know, man. We could talk about a bunch of cell towers went down today. I mean, we already talked about clones. We could talk about some more conspiratorial stuff. Why not?
What do you think it is?
They're claiming solar flare. I mean, who knows, man? Allegedly, solar flare. I'm not really sure what solar flares do with cellular connectivity. If you were to have me describe how cell phones worked, would not be able to tell you. Not really sure how we can talk into one end of one thing and it can be translated immediately to another thing. But I'm here for it. I like it. Bluetooth connectivity, do not understand it. How are we connecting without plugging in? Nothing's connected. It's a fake signal. Maybe it's someone's behind the scenes. As soon as you press Bluetooth, they're like, oh, fuck, I gotta hurry. Get this shit plugged in. I gotta connect. That's just someone's job, Bluetooth connector. I mean, really, though, describe to me Bluetooth in your own words, in 5 sentences or less, of how you think that works.
I think it's a special signal that phones have antennas or whatever inside of them, and it's a special signal that comes out almost like a radio frequency that like is able to talk to another thing and send it data and different shit. That's what I think it is.
You kind of nailed it, dude. Tell me why this makes me not trust it, because you know what, the auto population. Okay, I'm absolutely tripping, dude. Okay, I thought for a second that the first link was to this CIA website describing what Bluetooth technology does. And I was like, yeah, because I want the CIA telling me how
you were about
Bluetooth
to go full on
works.
conspirator over there, weren't you?
I was like, all right, so they're the only ones who know how Bluetooth works? That makes a lot of sense. All right, here's what it is. This is according to CISA, which is a .gov. I do not know what the CISA, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, still is the government telling me what's going on, but we love the government. Bluetooth technology allows devices to communicate with each other without cables or wires. Pretty obvious. Love that first sentence. Glad they could clarify that. Bluetooth relies on a short-range radio frequency, and any device that incorporates the technology can communicate as long as it is within the required distance. So you're right. It's just some simple radio frequencies being scooped up by your phone, and it's just connecting. It says to be careful where you use Bluetooth. I mean, you are kind of a genius for that, honestly. I'm not going to lie to you.
Bro. Put me in Harvard.
I thought you said you're Ann Arbor, and I was like, I don't really know. Who is Ann Arbor?
Ann Arbor's a city in Michigan.
Oh,
dude, I'm so smart, bro. There's something else at me.
You're on some Jeopardy type stuff today. Get my man in front of Alex Trebek. Is it Alex Trebek or Alan Trebek? Alex. Alec. Alex.
Alex, I think.
Dude, take me to Ann Arbor. This place kind of looks sick. What do you think about growing up in the North? We're just some good old. Would you say we're more Southern or Midwest?
I think we're Southern.
I think we're more a little Midwest.
Why do you think that?
I think the more north you go into the state, we're a little more Midwest.
I would agree with that. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like the accent kind of flattens out.
It does.
But I mean, yeah, once you get into, but I mean, then you have, I mean, Alma's kind of close to where we are, and that's just kind of a.
Yeah, I think it's about where you are at currently. You're in Fayetteville, which is like that's that's kind of like a hodgepodge melting pot for people in Arkansas,
The New York of
right?
I just pressed
Sure.
mute. Sorry, I don't know if you got all that.
Yeah, I heard part of it,
We're
but
the we're the Big
I
Apple of
got the
Arkansas.
gist.
You got the
Yeah,
gist. You
yeah.
know what's going on.
I know what's up.
Enough about Ann Arbor. I did just realize we do have topics to talk about. You want to write a book, a novel, fiction, nonfiction, sci-fi,
Dude,
romance? Where are you going?
call me a douche.
All right, you're
I'm
a
okay with
douche.
that. All right. Podcast over. We're out.
Podcast over. Fuck you. We're done.
I want to write a book, dude, and I don't know why. I don't really know why. Like, I guess it's like I want to write a book about like
Ballin'.
no, no, um, about like my experiences and like lessons that I've learned. I feel like in my age, like in my short time, I've learned a lot of things and experienced a lot of different things. And I'd like to give a book to somebody and be like, "Hey, maybe this can help you." Because like I feel like I give advice to people regularly
Good
and
or
talk to
bad?
them about what do you mean good or bad?
Is it good advice or bad advice?
I mean, I think it's I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be like I'm the wisest person in the world, but I think it's like sound advice. It's just kind of like, hey, like weigh out your options, think about, this and that or whatever the situation is, and then make a decision, right? But I think I don't know. I don't know. I don't think anybody would read it though. That's the thing. And I feel kind of douchey trying to write a book.
I mean, here's the thing. You can always write it, and if no one reads it, you always got it. You always got it in the back pocket. So whenever you become somebody, then it has even more value because it's raw. It's like this is what this guy was thinking about before he even made it. He's not bullshitting me. He's not giving me none of this fake David Goggins
I
shit out
just
here.
the thing is like I see like I see this problem, right? And what it is, it's like these young kids. Like I think I texted you about it, whatever. Like on Instagram, I see like these posts from time to time where it's like guys under 25 comment and ask anything, guys over 25 like answer, right? And I see a bunch of these questions, and it's different stuff. Like it's like, oh, like you know, I don't know, she left me. Like, what do I do? Like, does it ever get better? Or like, and they like discuss like their problems and like people answer it and stuff like that, and they talk about it. And basically, like, I see this problem of like there are other people out in the world that haven't experienced the same things that I have in the same way, and likewise, there people have experienced things that I've never experienced, right? But I think with like we've talked about like the phone before, like social media and all that stuff. I feel like so many people just like something happens to them, whether it be like traumatic or whatever, and they just reach for the phone and like that's it, right? And it just kind of like spins them out of control a little bit and stuff like that. So I just see this problem of like these guys don't know, like young guys, like they don't know what to do, if that makes sense. And there's just a lot of bullshit out there that they kind of, you know, see or hear or watch or whatever. I'm not saying that I'm, number one, I have all the right answers, right, and know everything, but that's just kind of like my thoughts on it, I guess, and why I'm like maybe I should write a book, but I don't know.
No, I like the idea. I like the thought of writing a book just because I don't know, getting thoughts down to paper and getting it to be cohesive, I guess is the right word, or just make any sort of sense that would either resonate with somebody or they would take and learn something from. I do think this should be a long, like, I guess, two approaches, I guess. If this is a life book, you definitely just got to start now and then just write for like a couple years and then kind of take the greatest hits, the
Yeah,
greatest life lessons that you learned. I think you could write a good management book or like a good um that sounded weird. That sounded like work related, I guess, but I feel like you could almost do what is the style of book I'm thinking of?
I think it's like like it's not necessarily a self help, but like a self like check book, like
Kind
put
of a
yourself in check,
kind of the
like
playbook. The playbook
yeah,
maybe?
Sure, like something I see like my fiance is great, love her. She's great at a lot of things. One thing she's not very great at is making decisions. Like I cannot get her to make a decision or a quick one at that, right? And it's like stuff like that. It's like I don't know. I feel like people need help with that kind of stuff. It's like you got to make decisions. You got to make them quick. I think the secret to life is your confidence in yourself and your ability to adapt. Does that make sense?
Makes total sense.
Like, take business, for example, right? You go out there, you risk something. How confident are you in yourself to be able to ride out that storm and make that right and make it work, right? And how confident are you in your decisions, right? There's some outside factors, sure, but, you know, from a high level, I think that's what it is.
From a
So,
high level of thinking.
yeah. What do you think about that?
I like it. You going shorter, long chapters. How does this roll? What's the format of this book? Or have we not got that deep? I know this is probably all preliminary. Maybe just general. I want to write a book. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't I've put some things down to paper, just some thoughts of how I'd structure it.
Sometimes, yeah, you just got to sit down and write. Let the thoughts
Yeah.
flow to the pen. It's
Yeah.
all connected. Brain to pen.
That's
Have
another
you
thing.
ever?
Should I write it or should I type it?
The written word is very powerful. I can tell you that. Have you ever journaled before? Have you ever just been like, I'm gonna sit down and free write for a second, just about anything and everything?
I have at one point I did, yeah. Have you?
I have before. It's very nice, actually.
Yeah. Did you like it?
I did. I did a lot when I was working at home. Did a lot of things when I was working at home because I had a lot of free time. See what you can do when you have a lot of free time. It's great. That's why the man's trying to keep you down. Henry Ford was like 8 hours a day. Keep these people working. Don't let them get good at anything. Let them get good at making cars. Let them get good at making the Model T. We don't mean them
So
putting together thoughts. They need to put together Model Ts.
what did you write about? Like what did you
You just hop in there, kind of like I would almost equate it to inner monologue just being written out basically. So you're just kind of like, all right, doesn't really have to make a lot of sense. We're not really going for grammatical, and then maybe you kind of find yourself somewhere. All right, kind of write a thought out for a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I still have it with me. I still bring it with me on the road in case I want
should write
to.
in it?
I should. It would probably be really good. My initial thing was I have the worst memory ever,
Yeah.
and I thought it would just be kind of sick. Like I don't know, I'm 75 years old, and I'm like, damn, kind of forgot what life was like. And I just roll back. I'm like, oh, December 21st, 2019. I went to the store that day. Let's go. No, I
I went
mean,
to Walmart. Hell yeah.
and it probably would just be a lot of me going, God, I'm such a douchebag for writing some of this stuff down. But I think it's also a good way to put your thoughts into order. The head can be a cluttered area sometimes, and sometimes just getting it out in any format can be very helpful. Whether that's written or spoken. Primarily written for me. I'm not very good with the words. Not very good speaking words out and telling people how I feel.
Not very good speaking words out.
I can make
Um
words very well, but um, when it comes to how I feel about things, I do come up a little shorthanded. But whenever it comes to the writing portion of that, I can kind of,
you kill
I
it.
don't know, lay it out there and kind of put it together a little bit. So, but it's been a while since I've wrote. I think it's probably been, I want to say it's probably been like years, maybe. If
It's
anything,
been
it's
a
been
couple
more or less podcast ideas now and like just creative ideas.
it's been a couple years for me as well. I think the last time I really journaled was back in COVID, I think.
That's when I think I was journaling a lot as well, but that's probably half the country was because not a lot to do back during that time. When you think about it now, it was kind of sick, but it did suck at the same time. It's kind of one of those things when you're at work and there's nothing to do and you're like, damn, I wish I had something to do. And then the days when you have an ass ton of work, you're like, man, I wish I had not shit to do today.
Yeah.
And I could just sit here
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just vibe out. But, you know, I think that's what is that? Is that just a product of the grass is always greener, you think? Like this
I
could
think
be
so,
better
yeah.
if I was doing this, but then you get to there and you're like, this sucks too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all the worst. No,
Huh.
I hope you do get back into writing. I think that would also lead to advancements just in this as well. I think any time you're sitting down with yourself to just write it out, it's good stuff. And you might
Yeah.
hit an epiphany mid writing, like, oh, I just freaking figured out everything in this world.
Well, my biggest epiphany here recently was what I was telling you is like I think I found out the secret to life. I have a way more of an explanation of that or whatever and like different examples, but when I had it, I was like, dude, holy shit. I figured it out. Like I was super excited. It was one of those shower thoughts too. You know, you're just in the shower, lathering it up, and you're just like, dude, I think I figured it out.
Soaping up your balls, and you're like, I think I just figured out the secret to life.
As I grasp one ball in my hand, I'm
So
like,
just,
that's it.
I think I got it. Just giving your grundle a good cleaning, and you're like, you know what? I think I might have just figured out how to become a billionaire. When you
But
say you found out the secret to life, do you think you found out the secret to success or happiness, both? Just living a quality life? What is the secret that you've discovered, the key? What door does it open? All doors?
I
No
think it's all
doors?
doors.
Any door?
I think it's all doors.
All
Honestly,
doors?
like think about like relationships, um like just think about a relationship like you marry somebody, right? Um they say people go through these different life stages and these changes and stuff like that. How confident are you in the decisions that you made? Can you make it work? Like I understand like it may not be the like what I'm saying is not the end all be all, right? Because, some people go off their rocker and, shit happens, right? But I think in a lot of things you can apply that kind of mindset or whatever and like figure it out, you know, honestly. Like, I mean, business for sure. I think job wise, yeah. I think some in relationships, somewhat, yeah. So, I mean, I'm trying to think of what else there would be. Like, kids, I mean, I don't know about that one yet. I don't want to speak to all that shit because I'm not a parent yet. But
He's not here
get
yet,
back
but
to me in
I'm
6 months on that
already.
one.
I've
But
got the keys to being the best father. My kid will have zero parental trauma.
yeah, yeah, no, I'm
He's
sure he
gonna love
will.
me
But
forever.
yeah, and
I'm
maybe it's
injured.
not. Maybe it's not all. Maybe it's just for business and stuff like that, right? But I don't
You're a
know.
very business savvy.
Maybe I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty untested on that. But
On the business side of things,
yeah, yeah.
I feel like you've been tested. You probably just don't know it. Probably just passed all the tests. You're passing with flying colors.
What? I don't know. I was about to ask what test would I have had?
I bet Bobby's giving you a few tests.
If Bobby's giving me a test, I'm failing it 100% of the time,
I think
almost.
we're all failing Bobby's test. I think
Dude,
Bobby's testing everybody.
Bobby's standards are way up here. Everybody else's standards, like take Amazon for example. Amazon's like known as like one of the like hardest places to work. They're like here for their standards, and Bobby's like,
Amazon's scared of Bobby.
dude, there's a fucking mayfly in here, bro. About to beat its
What is a
ass.
mayfly?
It's like those little. They like eat mosquitoes or some shit.
Oh, a skeeter hawk?
Yeah, sure, man.
That's what they're called. The skeeter hawk.
The fuck?
I mean, when you think about it, it makes kind of sense. It's a
I think
skeeter.
they're called mayflies or some shit.
It's a skeeter
I could be
hawk.
completely wrong on that.
I'm about to look at the skeeter hawk.
Skeeter hawk.
Literally pulled up immediately.
No way.
Yes, dude, it's a skeeter hawk. Full name is mosquito hawk, but I like to call it the skeeter hawk.
Skeeter hawk.
You know, my
Man, I
cousin
had
played
one of them
football in
skeeter
Texas.
hawks.
My cousin
what?
played football in Texas, and their mascot was the skeeter.
Let's fucking go, dude.
That's pretty sick, isn't it?
All I see is like those little zappy. Oh, yep. Here we go. Mosquito hawk. Yep. Skeeter eater.
Skeeter eater's good. I like that. Imagine being known for just munching the most nuisance of a bug. And the thing is, I kill those things every time I see them because they give me the heebie-jeebies.
Kill them, dude. They're out there doing the Lord's work, bro.
And then they
Trying to prevent
spaz when you hit
getting
them.
AIDS.
Like, have you ever like barely nicked one and then they go?
They just kind of.
They kind of like, yeah, I was about to say it's like a plane going down and just like
They're there.
spirals out of control.
Mayday, mayday, mayday.
Bugs, dude. I think I've talked about this before, but I'm not a bug guy.
Bugs are bad. Bugs are good. Bugs are gross.
I just don't like how they're small and a lot of them can kill you. Which I don't know how true that is. I guess they're not like, I mean, it's
But
not like a snake or
snakes,
something.
like snakes,
I don't know. I feel like you're gonna come across a snake, and then even if you do, you're gonna be able to see it. You know, it's like, oh god, there's a snake. Let me get out of the way.
not always. Not always.
But like microscopic black widow crawls into your ear in the middle of the night, bites your eardrum, wake up in the
Dude,
morning, death by black widow.
I still haven't killed that black widow yet, bro. It's fucking huge.
So it's
I gotta
just
send you a
loose in your
picture of it.
house.
No, it's in the garage. It's in this corner of the garage. But I don't really touch shit over there. But
Is he just not
that's a
hurting
good
anybody?
deal.
So you just don't feel like you need to do anything to him?
I'm definitely gonna fuck him up. I think I'm
He's
gonna
a.
roast his ass with get the Zippo and can of something and like
Do
that.
you
But
play Iggy Azalea Black Widow Baby for it?
I don't even know what the fuck that song is.
You don't know
So
Black Widow by Iggy Azalea? Black
no.
Widow Baby. Come on, dude. You cannot tell me that you just went through your entire life without hearing Black Widow Baby by Iggy Azalea.
Pretty sure I have. Yeah,
What was Iggy Azalea's first song?
I'm not a big Iggy fan. Come to find
It was
out.
about being rich, I think. Oh, dude, because it's not I'm so. Is it I'm so fancy? Is
Maybe.
that Iggy? Is she I'm so fancy?
Let's look this bitch up. Yeah, that is her.
Yeah, she is
It's
fancy. So yeah, that's what it was.
there's Black Widow right underneath it.
I'm telling you, missing out on some absolute heat.
Oh no, I have heard this.
See, I was about to say, dude, there's no way that you possibly made it through the year. When did that come out? Like 2014?
I don't know. I'll tell you personally, I just don't give enough of a shit about it. Iggy Azalea
No,
to
I mean, I'm not saying that I
to
do.
know.
What I'm saying is, I don't see how sometimes you
No,
go
no, no, no,
through
no,
through
no,
your
no,
day
no.
to
You're a
day.
fan, bro. Okay, just say it.
Okay,
All
you're
right.
right. I
Number
love
one
Iggy.
fan.
I'm Iggy's number one. Got tickets to her concert. But what I'm saying is, that's almost like, okay, it's not this big, but I feel like that's if you approach someone in the year when the YMCA came out and we're like, hey, you heard this YMCA song? They'd be like, nah, I never heard of that. You're like, the YMCA, man? The Young Men's Christian Academy? Is that what that stands for?
I don't know.
Because yeah, I mean,
Couldn't
the
tell you.
song the song tells you. I mean, it's young men. It's a place you can go,
Oh yeah, yeah.
which I don't think it's a place for young men anymore.
I think it's a place for
open.
all.
It's open to all now. It's fun to stay. Could you imagine though, back when it was just the boys, they were having a grand old time. There was probably not much working out going on. They were like just telling their families they were going to work out.
I think it was a big like inner city thing when it first started.
I mean, there's a lot of positivity at the YMCA.
Have you ever been to a YMCA?
You know, I can't say that I have,
Really?
but you know how fun it would be to be like, hey, I'm about to head down to the Y.
We used to go to the YMCA back in
Where?
the day. Jeff City.
Oh, I forgot you were Jeff City Kings.
Yeah,
The Kings of Jeff City.
they had a YMCA. We were there.
Let's go,
We
dude.
were up in that crib. They had like a play place for like young kids. Like I remember it had like a fucking PlayStation or some shit. Like you could do all kinds of cool shit in there.
PlayStation 1?
I don't remember what it was. It may have been a PlayStation, it may not have been. I'm not really sure. It was so long ago. You gotta think that was close to 20 years ago. So
It's 2 decades.
I've been in Arkansas for almost 2 decades. So,
Nice. Freaking
yeah.
beast. I guess
Beast
I've been in
over here.
Arkansas for 26 years.
Fucking lame, dude.
Freaking better than
Fucking-
you, dude. I'm an Arkansas native, born and raised on the
Fucking
soil.
It's fucking fun, dude. I'm killing it out here in Arkansas.
I guess so.
Beasting. I'm beasting on Arkansas right now.
Beasting Arkansas as a Missourian. We're basically the same though. Like Missouri and Arkansas are just like the exact same state. Just arguing over which state is better. They both
Yeah,
have their
maybe.
semi nice parts. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kansas City's probably better than Little Rock. What are you thinking? If Little Rock had sports teams, maybe it gives it a run for its money. But I don't see people giving Little Rock the same love they give KC.
Because Little Rock sucks, dude.
Little Rock does suck. It does suck. It
Not
is like
crime
it's
out
like
there.
It's like the Detroit of it's like Detroit, Kansas City meets the worst city in Louisiana. Like if you combine those, that's
Little
kind of
Rock
what
just
you get.
has Little Rock just has like, if I'm not mistaken, they just have like an obscene or a absurd amount of crime for the size.
You think that inflates our numbers though?
I'm sure it does, right? But I mean, it's just like if you had a small town of like 500 people and there's one homicide, they're like, "Oh my god, dude, that number's outrageous,"
Yeah, because you're gonna be at
right?
a 1 out of 500. But I mean, no,
But
I mean that is like what kind of crime is going on in Little Rock? Like I guess maybe I'm just naive. Maybe I don't watch the
um,
news. I'm avoiding the
I'm looking it
news
up right now.
cycle. The
Crime
24-hour news
stats:
cycle is too much for me to handle.
crime rate of 72 per 1,000 residents.
Compare that to like Detroit. Like, what's Detroit's crime rate?
Um,
Is that how they're doing? Is it per 1,000?
I guess let's look at the highest crime rates.
Who's dishing out the most crimes?
Yeah, in America. If I could fucking type highest crime.
I'm gonna guess
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's get your top five. What do you think?
top 5 cities with crime rates. All right,
Yeah.
let's go. Baltimore's number one, followed by Detroit, Michigan, followed by Los Angeles, followed by. Why do I feel like Houston, Texas is on that list? And then Little Rock will be on there at number 5.
Well, I'm trying to find a good one to fucking.
Actually, there's got to be a Florida. Actually, you think Florida's on there for something?
Well, I can already tell you that you're missing like a big one.
I'm missing a large one.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess New York's
This
probably one,
it
right?
won't come it won't come as a surprise when you hear it
New
if you've
York?
ever been there. No.
Oh, is it Harlem?
No,
I
so
don't, I don't know.
Harlem
Harlem Globetrotters?
Harlem's a fucking neighborhood in New York City. Anyway, okay.
Cut
St.
that.
Louis, Missouri is number
Me
one.
saying Harlem's a city.
St. Louis is number one.
Really?
Yeah. It makes total sense if you've ever been there. Place sucks.
Does it really? Is it blow
Awful.
cheeks? I've been there
Oh,
once,
yeah.
but I was a child, so I probably thought it was sick. So I saw a Cubs game
Oh
at
yeah, it sucks.
Old Bush Stadium.
Number two, and this is let me get my stats out. This is as of 2018, I think.
Damn, they haven't
I think
updated
that's
it
when
in a
this is.
while.
No. It's 2024. Excuse me.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
So St. Louis, number one. Detroit is number two. Baltimore's third. Memphis is fourth.
Damn it.
Little Rock is
Memphis.
fifth, bro.
Dude, I actually literally got a
Yeah.
lot of that list
Yeah.
correct.
But what's crazy about it is like if you think about this logically, right? St. Louis, Detroit, Baltimore, and Memphis, their populations are way larger than Little Rock's. Like Little Rock has
Definitely.
like I don't even know what the population of Little Rock is, but it's not I don't even think they're close to 1 million. Like St. Louis definitely has 1 million. Detroit definitely. Baltimore definitely. Memphis probably.
I'm gonna say
Right?
3/4 mil in Little Rock.
You think so?
Yeah,
Are you gonna fact check that for me?
I am.
Okay, cool. You all right? So then sixth, Milwaukee. 7 is Rockford, Illinois.
I should have gone with my initial guess. I was gonna say 500,000. 533,000.
Damn. So still like there's not a big population there for like how much crime's going on. But anyway, Rockford, Illinois is 7th. Cleveland is 8th. Stockton, California is 9th. Albuquerque, New Mexico is 10th.
How does Los Angeles not end up on that list? Are they just not criming over there?
Well, so then there's Springfield, Missouri,
You're lying.
Indianapolis. No.
Indy's on there before LA? I thought I loved Indy, dude. I feel like there was no crime.
Oakland,
Okay, that
California.
makes that adds.
San Bernardino.
Is that also California, right?
Yep. Anchorage, Alaska. They're
What?
15th.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's some bullshit. That's like some population type shit where it's like there's 4 people there and one guy died. And they're like, this is a 25% crime rate.
I actually think Anchorage has some pretty fucked up crime, I'm pretty sure. Because they had a TV show about it.
Is it just because it's like the freaking Wild West out there?
I think it's because it's the only, like, one of the only cities in Alaska, so it's the only place that things can really go down.
They're at 401,000, chilling up in Anchorage.
So they're almost beating Little Rock. They're up there with Little Rock.
Almost. Dude, this city looks
That
freaking tight.
really?
Dude, it's all green. There ain't no snow in this place. Dude, I mean, literally look up Anchorage and look at this beautiful picture of the city. It's got the mountains in the background.
Here, I'm gonna finish this off and then I'm gonna look. So Anchorage, then you have Nashville, Lansing, Michigan, New Orleans, Minneapolis, and then you have Chicago at 20th.
Dude, Los Angeles paid somebody to get them off that list. There's no way one of the largest cities in the world. Maybe it's because their population is so high that the percentage is lower. Because it's like, well, there's a ton of, like, the numbers are so inflated that nobody's dying. Not enough people are dying to make the list.
I think their populations are incorrect.
Are you kidding me, dude? My computer charger, I think, is absolutely busted. Or my charger's busted from one, or my battery is from whenever I freaking slung it out of my backpack the last 2 times.
This may not be the most credible source here.
Damn, dude, did you get an uncredible source?
I might have.
You didn't check your fucking source real quick to see if you were getting accurate info? Was it like a .info?
No. I think what did it for me is the populations.
The pops?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. That's probably why, dude. I've been looking at you this entire time, and you have been substantially less good quality via the video, so I haven't even been looking at you because you're just like 14
Ugly.
pixels.
Thanks, dude.
Huh? Just been looking at my beautiful 8K face this entire time. Oh, Lord. All right, we are cruising into the final hoorah of this whole shebang. Let's hit him with the best 5 minutes we've ever had right here.
Let's do it.
Let's do something crazy. Let's do something wild. What should we do in these last 5? We just talked Crime Wave. We talked clones. We could recap, but that's boring. That's not fun. I'm going to KC this weekend, going to see a comedy show. I'm pretty pumped up about that.
Who you
going to see Noel Miller, if anyone's familiar with Noel Miller. Saw him before in KC, so we're kind of running it back. Kind of pumped up about that. Going to the Improv. Hopefully going to grab some good seats. Because you kind of just get your table assignment once you roll up. You have no idea where you're going to be.
Yeah.
Hopefully going to get close, maybe get heckled. Always down for that. Loving that. Good stuff. Shit, man, I don't even know. I mean, you're about to have a child. Any pre-child thoughts you have left on your mind? Like,
God save me.
God save you. You're ready. I mean, you've kind of been, I guess you haven't really been prepping your entire life for this, but I think it's one of those default settings that's built in. So I think you're just it's going to come and you're like, all right, father mode activated. So let's go. Switch on. I've been feeling probably the least motivated in the gym that I've ever felt in my entire life.
It's tough.
No idea why. I just get in there. I think it's one of those things where I don't feel like I'm gaining any strength at all when I'm in there. I'm having a hard enough time just getting this standard workout done. And then it hits an hour, and I think it's partially a time constraint. I'm just at work late, get to the gym, and then I'm like, well, if I stay here too long, plus my 30-minute drive back to the hotel.
Yeah, it always sucks.
It's just tough, man. But I am back at the Johns Creek Crunch. I don't know if I mentioned that last time. Because I got, like, the crowd levels literally got too bad at the one that I was going to. And I finally realized, so it's 16 minutes to the one that's in, like, next to the building.
Yeah.
And so this one's like 30 minutes away. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. I'll drive an extra 15. Because I sit in my car for like 20 minutes anyway whenever I get to the other Crunch. And drink my Bang and listen to podcast. Yeah. So now I'm just like, all right, well, fuck it. I'll just drink my Bang in the car. Change whenever I get there and get it done. But I did find some sick new restaurants over there. Didn't try any of them, but they look sick. I will say that. The problem is I keep like not picking a place. And I'm like, well, I'll start driving back and I'll just see one and I'll just whip in there. Yeah. Well, I'm going 55 miles an hour and I'm like looking every direction. I'm like, I should probably look at the road and not at restaurants that I know I'm probably not going to eat at. And I'm going to go back to the hotel, get a Chick-fil-A salad and call it a night. Do the same week I do every single week out here in Atlanta. I think I'm just like running back the same DVD every single
You
time.
gotta spice it up somehow, dude.
I know. Last week I switched it up. Got some ramen on Thursday. Haven't had ramen in a while. It was really good, but it was so hot, dude. I forget how hot it is because I get the chili oil on top, and then I'm
Yeah.
just a guy sitting alone in this restaurant, just snotting, sweating, can barely use chopsticks. I look like a moron. I'm slurping, just embarrassing myself. I have one chopstick in each hand. I'm just like trying to scoop it up, like I look like I'm trying to knit something together. I went to a Japanese bookstore. That was kind of fun.
A Japanese bookstore. What is different about a Japanese bookstore from
There's a bunch of
the other
anime
bookstore?
in there or mangas, I
Oh,
guess.
oh,
I don't know.
okay.
They had some cultural stuff in there as well. You know those little. I don't know if this is a Japanese thing, but you know those things. They have a name. It's not a phonogram, but it's like you like talk into it and you like press this like little ball thing at the bottom, and it's like an instrument. I did a really bad job of describing that.
No idea what you're talking about right now.
I'm about to just like look up Japanese like dude, I don't even know how to do this, honestly. Because it kind of looks like a music note. I'm just gonna look up voice. No, not voice changer. It's like a. I'm not
Is
even
it
gonna.
like an electronic instrument?
Yes.
Like where you have like the little keys or something on the top, and then you have the little ball you got to squeeze, and it makes
Yes,
different
dude,
notes.
you got
Yeah, I
it.
know what you're talking
You
about.
got it.
Yeah,
You got it. I have no
yeah.
idea what they're called. They had a bunch of those, and I almost bought one because I was
You
like, I've
should have,
never
dude. Those
seen
are
these before.
sick.
I was like, it'd be kind of
Yeah,
fun to
those are
just mess
sick.
around with, and they
Yeah.
weren't too expensive. But my dumbass, I'm walking around. I'm like, are all the mangas just in Japanese? I'm like, well, that's kind of crazy. I mean, like, what if some straight up Americans want to come in here and buy some? I was looking at the wrong shelf. I was in the purely Japanese
Mhm.
section of the store, so that was on me.
People are
Um,
looking at you like already judging you. They're like, "Man, this guy's got an Asian fetish. All he
but
likes
like,
is Asian girls.
no,
Like,
dude, yeah, I was
he's
like,
probably got some Discord chick on there going ooh ooh or some shit. Like, they've already got you fucking mapped out,
yeah,
bro."
they've got me freaking on a list. No, the funny thing was the only reason I knew about it was because I was getting my haircut the last week
Yeah.
in the late, and I was like, "What is there even to do around here?" Or she was asking me if I had like gone and done anything in the city or just like around the area, and I was like, honestly, I mean, if I go to like a cool city, I'll do kind of like the main touristy thing there, like the Golden Gate Bridge when I was in San Fran. But I was like, I kind of just, oh, hold on, jeez, sorry, I'm straight up munched my salad at dinner, so I'm just full to the brim. But no, I was basically just like, yeah, I don't do anything really. I just like eat, go to the
Yeah.
hotel, work out. And she's like, well, there's like a Japanese bookstore up the road, and there's like an H Mart next to it. And I was like, okay, cool. Like I actually might kind of enjoy going in there if they have some like cool stuff. It's pretty cool,
What is
you
an
know.
H Mart?
What's an H Mart? It's an
Yeah.
Asian grocery store.
Ah, cool.
The
Cool.
culture's alive and well out here in Johns Creek.
I'm very aware.
It's a super. I mean, it's like a weird mix though. I mean, there's like so much. It's like Indian, Thai, Japanese. Like there's tons of Korean restaurants, tons of Vietnamese restaurants. I'm like, I've never seen so many ramen places in one area.
But then what's funny is if you go a little north and you start going to like Gainesville and Cumming and all that stuff, then it's all like Hispanic. That's what's crazy
Yes,
about it.
yeah. Cumming is a little more on the Hispanic side of things. It is. I mean, it is kind of like a crazy area. You're just like, oh
Yeah.
wow.
Very
I,
diverse.
I don't want that to sound bad. Like I'm like, what the fuck? But I mean, that really is the demographic out here. It really is
Oh
just
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I've got on tap. We've hit an hour here. Got any closing thoughts before we roll out of here?
Um no, have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Clone yourself whenever it's available. Flip off someone with a coffee mug. Um, and enjoy the weather. How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
So, thank you for listening as always, and we will see you in the next one. Peace, brothers.